Do you see the title of this game? Emily is Away Less Than 3? Turns out the developer was being way too clever for me. I just thought it was a heart, and that this was the first Emily is Away game. This is in fact Emily is Away 3. The Emily is Away games were developed by Kyle Seeley, who has a finger on the pulse of my childhood. Emily is Away 3 was released in 2021, but it's really more of a precious time capsule reminder of what it was like to be on the internet in 2008. Quick note here before we talk about the story. I don't want to spoil anything in the game, so if you plan on playing this game and want absolutely zero spoilers, you can quit this video after the next paragraph. I found Emily is Away 3 to be charming in its presentation, sometimes painfully nostalgic for my childhood, and I also found the characters rather relatable, if not sometimes frustrating. Teenagers looking forward to their next step in life. I'll talk more about the story and choices, but if playing make-believe that you're back in 2008 sounds like fun, and you want to experience the game for yourself, you should probably leave this video and come back some other time. For the rest of us, let's continue on with the story in Emily is Away 3. It's the summer of 2008. In the game's own words, AIM is officially dead. You finally joined Facenook. Just in time for your senior year. Time to see what all the hype is about. You have 5 different chapters to play through, making decisions to impact how your senior year in 2009 will be. Well, choices are within reason. I tried very hard to stay single, but like it or not, you're going to be hooking up with either Emily or Evelyn. Basically, 2 sides of the same coin with only slight differences to their personality. Namely, Evelyn and I have more musical tastes in common. Let's talk a little bit more about what you can expect from the different story chapters. This might dip into a little bit more spoilerish territory, so skip this section and move on to gameplay if in doubt. Our story starts out in the summer of 2008. You finally left your old beloved AOL Instant Messenger, aka also known as AIM, or AIM, and joined Facenook. Here we meet our cast, your best friend Matt, his girlfriend Kelly, and the 2 available love interests, Emily and Evelyn. I kinda just thought of them as their respective colors. My best friend is light blue, his girlfriend is yellow, and you can choose between green and purple. Before you're done sending out friend requests, pokes, and exploring the nostalgia UI, you'll need to decide whose party you're going to, and Matt won't let you off the hook. You gotta pick which one to go to. And then things move along to autumn of 2008. Consequences start to hit you, and they won't stop hitting you from here on out. It kind of feels like how Telltale games should have been. Will you encourage Emily and Evelyn to talk things out to rekindle their friendship? What are you gonna wear for the Halloween party? And right before we start winter of 2008, we're hit with a gut punch. Will you comfort your best friend? Oh crap, you're double booked. What's more important? Your best friend or keeping your word on a date with your significant other? This chapter was a tough one for me. Nearing the end of the story, we have spring of 2009. Also the senior prom. I reminisced heavily on my own experiences at my senior prom, and here's the thing. I'm glad I had the experience, but I would never do it again. Correction. I'd go to the prom with my now wife, but I'd never deal with that crap from high school ever again. Seriously, in hindsight, I think high school was designed to bring out the worst in a lot of people. Anyway, you can also ditch prom, so that's what I did on my first playthrough. The last chapter is summer of 2009. School's out forever. Or at least until you go to college and get you some of that student debt. But first, summer vacation has started. High school might be over, but this is one final chapter for drama and shenanigans before the game is done. Ultimately, my opinion on the story is neutral. I wasn't here for the story, really. I was here to pretend I was back in the 2000s, and that's exactly what I got, so I'm happy. Many of the choices I made hinged on, well, it would depend on what we would be seeing happening in person in high school. If there was obvious flirting going on, I would then do X, Y, Z. That said, the drama that unfolds felt rather realistic to me, but it serves as a good reminder you can't maintain relationships with nothing but text on a screen. You need context, you need open communication between two people who are willing to work things out, not simply act on speculation. But let's be real, in high school, everyone's growing, so in high school, I'd be all up on that gossip too. Some people still haven't learned that that's not how you're supposed to live life after adolescence either. Okay, let's talk about some of the fun stuff in Emily is Away. So there's a lot of nostalgia in this game, and I absolutely loved every second of it, be it the sound effects of our old Windows XP machine, finding random people on Facebook and sending them friend requests, and of course finding the secret Easter egg links, games, websites, playlists, videos, etc. After the game is done, you can access everything in one handy menu, but it's so much more fun to surf from one Facebook profile to another and discover playlists and links which will sometimes open up in your real-life web browser. For example, there's this little website called YouTube. Can't think of anything else quite like it, actually. But you can get there from Facebook's friends posted playlist and click on the suggested videos to pretend what it was like back in the day using the website. Best part, new music playlists every chapter, and always some other references to come across. The only thing I worry about is the browser sections are hosted on the Emily is Away website. So someday if Kyle Seeley decides to pull the plug on the website hosting all these features, they'll go away with it. But that's a future problem for a future time. The gameplay and story are kinda tied together. The first chapter is literally Matt teasing you for being your first friend and heckling you about how you need to finish setting up your profile. Actually, this first chapter is a good thing to go over for the rest of the gameplay you might want to know about. Typically, you have 3 choices when chatting. Then you scramble type whatever random keys on your keyboard as the response is populated. Me, I type ADSF, 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 and then I hit my enter key. If you really want to get into it, feel free to type the message out as best you can remember, but just know you're gonna go in the books as extra. Just saying. Just to add some gee-whiz information here, I was curious when AOL Instant Messenger died, because most people know that you usually don't just transfer platforms like that, like the snap of a fingers. Besides, my first messenger was Yahoo Messenger, and I was on MySpace before I ever joined up on Facebook, so it's not that I ever used AIM, as I was over here being cool with the Hot Topic nerds, customizing my MySpace page with custom HTML and CSS. Gotta autoplay My Chemical Romance when you look at my page and see my best friend is Tom. Anyway, AOL Messenger, AIM, officially shut down December 15th, 2017. Facebook started up in 2004 and was used mainly within a college environment, so getting on Facebook before going to college was super cool back in the day, before the platform was taken over by hackers, bots, and our parents. Speaking of which, I do have an Atratzu Facebook page, but Much like all my other social media platforms, I barely use it. But if you're interested, I've got links for all my social media stuff in the links below. Or just search Atratzu, you'll find me. In conclusion, I got what I wanted out of Emily is Away 3. It's a relatively short game too. My first playthrough only took me about 8 hours, and that's because I was combing over everything trying to find every single Easter egg. Remember, I was there just to play a game to make me nostalgic for old Facebook. I mean, Facebook in 2008, 2009. Bonus points that I found the story somewhat interesting, albeit a bit frustrating by the constraints of the choices, but I still enjoyed the game. I should also note, I bought Emily is Away 3 on a 90% off sale, so if you're ever interested in trying it out for yourself, you can always wait for a sale. I can't help but find myself wondering what this game looks like to someone younger, and in another 20 or 30 years, what will those people think about Emily is Away? In an attempt to shoehorn in some kind of moral here, remember to make the most of the time that you have here and now, because in 20, 30 years, who knows? There might be an Emily is Away 6, and we'll be looking back at 2026 with nostalgia. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks for watching, you know the drill. Like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'm Atratzu, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.